Okay, do that again. Ready? Okay, go. All right.
I hope it did a good job.
Yeah, that was pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Xander's playing the elk call. So, I'm JJ Johnson. This is Xander, and you're watching Reality Survival.
Hashtag Captain X-Man. Hashtag right now ASC Dad. If hashtag means switch over names.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's what it means, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. So I have some pretty cool little survival kits from VSSL and if you have ever been the kind of person that thought like the mini Altoids 10 survival kits were really cool, or any kind of a miniaturized survival kit was kind of neat, then I think you're going to think this is really cool, because these are almost like a James Bond survival kit. So let me show you what I'm talking about.
You can fit that in your backpack and it'll be no problem. It's not heavy either. It's really light.
Yep, it's pretty light. So we'll start off with this one. This is a first aid kit. And as you can see, this is like a military grade extruded aluminum, and it has a built-in flashlight in here.
Oh, so that's what that is.
Yeah. And
you turned it on.
You got 3 different modes, low, high, and then an SOS.
Ooh, let me.
You want to see it? It's a long press to turn it on. Yeah, there it is. Ooh. It's like 200 lumens. It's like 200 lumens.
So if you accidentally...
So it's pretty bright. And I think the time on it, let me see it, bud, is 40 hours. So then it'll last 40 hours.
That's really good.
Then on the end of it, you've got an oil-filled compass, and it's pretty accurate. I've checked it against some of my other compasses, and it takes a little while, like the oil-filled ones normally do, to move around, but it's pretty good. Then on the inside is where all the supplies are, and as you can see, you've got some O-rings and everything like that to keep it all sealed up nice and tight. These are they're just cool looking. You know what I mean? Like like I said, they're almost kind of like James Bond. It's like a James Bond survival kit.
They're looking pretty cool.
So this is a first aid kit. We've got a little bit of tape in here, and then we've got another whole section of stuff that they've rolled up inside of it.
So a bunch of Band-Aids.
Just a bunch of Band-Aids and stuff like that. And you've got some antibiotic ointment, 2x2 pads, 4 knuckle bandages, 8 butterfly bandages, 8 regular bandages, 4 ibuprofen, 4 aspirin, a couple safety pins, a set of tweezers, single-sided razor blade, a roll of medical tape, a roll of medical gauze, and a pair of medical gloves and an emergency whistle. So here is the set of tweezers and the safety pins, and then here is a little aluminum whistle. You want a whistle? Want to blow it?
Which way do it?
Don't blow it too hard. A little louder. Okay, blow a little harder. There you go. That's pretty loud.
Get anyone's attention if they're far away.
Yep, that's the whole idea behind that. And then the flashlight end also comes off, and you've got a little cover to protect the batteries and stuff. And then...
So if you also wanted to work separately?
Yeah, you can use it separately.
Yeah, so you can also have you can take this off and maybe put some tape over it or something. I don't know. Maybe put something to seal this up.
You could, yeah.
Some tape or something.
So
then you can use this as a flashlight.
There you go. So then inside of here we've got some gloves, and you've got a roll of gauze. So, not a bad little first aid boo-boo kit kind of thing. It's not a trauma kit or, anything along those lines, but it's actually got, a pretty decent amount of gauze, a whole roll of gauze, and a couple of 2x2s. You could take care of a fairly significant injury, pretty well. So that's kind of cool. And I'm gonna see if I can roll this back up. I don't know if I can or not. The aluminum container is really finely machined. I don't know if I've got this tight enough. And the threads are pretty tight. There we go. So push that back down in there. Can I see that, Xander? I'm going to tighten this back up. See that? There we go. And you can get it all back in there.
And then you can just put it in your backpack and you're good to go.
Yeah, so it's just a nice, tight little kit. Kind of cool. You know, it'd be good in a vehicle. It'd be good for just a day hike if you weren't really wanting to carry a bunch of stuff. You could just toss this back in there, and it's going to serve, you know, multiple functions.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So let's look at the other one.
Got the medical sign too on it.
Yeah, it's got the first aid, so you know what's in it.
Yeah.
This one is just a what they call the mini cache, and it's just what it says. It's just made to be a container, so that you can put, you know, whatever you want down inside of it. You know, just kind of individualize it. It also has a flashlight on it, on the end.
Maybe if you're traveling with somebody else, you could also give that to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just to put your odds and ends and stuff like that in if you wanted to. Again, pretty lightweight. I think the, let's see, if I remember correctly, this one is the supplies one. It's kind of like it's like a survival kit, and I'll pull them all out and show you here.
It's got a...
And it's 1 pound total. And wait till you see all the stuff it's got in it. It's got quite a bit of stuff in it. So we've got a compass in the end, and then we've got a flashlight in the other end. Just the same, pretty much for all of them. And let me go ahead and pull out these containers. It's got these multiple separate containers and stuff in here. You got a 100% Canadian beeswax candle that'll burn for 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah,
It's
not bad.
A long time.
Yeah. Then in this section, you've got a can opener and water purification tablets. So you got a little P38 style can opener. And then we've got several water purification tablets, some aqua tabs. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. So that's kind of cool. You want to pull out the next one, Xander? And again, these are all kind of self-contained. You could put even more stuff in here, probably.
So this one's got a rope and a razor blade.
Yep. This has got it's got a spool of 250-pound test. Got a razor blade there. And then you've got a spool of about, what was it, about 24, 25 feet of 250-pound test line. It looks almost like that Kevlar line. I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. But I unspooled it, and it was about 4 full arm lengths of mine, so it's pretty close to 25 feet. So that's the next one.
So this one, it has just another whistle.
Yep. You can blow it a little harder than that if you want. So this is kind of interesting. I hadn't really thought about this for a survival kit. They're little trail marker tabs. They're basically like little push pins that you would push into a tree, and that way, and they glow in the dark, and that way, if you wanted people to know which way you were going, then you would be able to leave your trail.
Yeah, so like you could tell them if somebody came across a trail and then you were like out and basically you got on the trail.
You show which way you went.
Yeah, it shows which way you went.
Yeah, like every 20 yards or something like that.
It could also be useful.
And it's got quite a few of these thumbtacks in there, so it lasts quite a ways.
Say you're not very good memory or something, and you build a bunch of areas out. You could use your trail markers to kind of help you
show
find
you which
them.
way back to camp.
Yeah,
there, that would be good,
yeah,
like for a latrine.
Back to the farms. Or
yeah, that would work out good.
Your...
Okay, so the next one is fire starter and a mirror, and we've got a little mirror on there, and then you have looks like 5 Tinder Quicks, and then a bunch of
matches.
Waterproof matches. See if I can get them out of there.
I'm a little stuck.
There we go. Just some basic waterproof matches, and oops, on the bottom side of that, then you have the match striker. So you know, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's in a pinch. That's definitely going to be enough to get you a good fire going.
Maybe let people know where you are.
Yeah, signal fire. We'll let people know you're there. The next one we've got is some fishing tackle. So we've got a little small fishing kit inside of here. We've got some little lures.
Like worms.
Yeah, and then we've got a couple of the little leads and some little fish hooks in here, and a sinker, and pretty good amount of fishing line, fishing line, and then a lead sinker down in there. So that is pretty cool. I mean, it's just a basic, very basic fishing kit, but obviously you could, you know, customize that yourself.
So this one's got a saw and some wire. A saw and some wire.
It's a wire saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what it is. So you've got, let me pull this off here. It's probably not going to fit back in the can real easy, but.
So it's a wire saw.
So a wire saw.
So it's basically.
Yeah, it's like an emergency saw for, and this is it's more heavy duty than some of the ones that I've seen. These things work best if you make like a bow saw for them, and you know, have a handle and keep the wire straight. When you bend the wire at real hard angles when you're sawing on something, that's when they'll break. But if you keep the wire straight and saw like that with a, you know, like basically taking a curved wooden limb, then they'll last a lot better and they'll do okay.
It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's got some pretty good little
needles,
you know, kind of edges on it and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool there.
So this
what else we got left in there?
This one, from the looks of it, looks like another first aid sort of thing. So it's first aid mini medical kit. So
that's right. Okay. So with this one, we've got another little roll of tape inside here, and then we've got some aspirin and some antiseptic towelettes, and those would probably work as a fire starter if I had to guess. And then we've also got,
oh, looks like a paper clip fell out.
Yeah, or a safety pin.
Yeah, safety pin.
Safety pin. There's like 4 safety pins in the bottom of it. Stick that in there. Go ahead. There you go. And then we've got,
safety pin.
let's see here, some basic bandages. This is a kind of a basic knuckle bandage here. I mean, this one is definitely not as comprehensive or not as, you know, much stuff in it, but it does have quite a few band-aids in here, actually.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of band-aids.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 different band-aids.
Yeah.
Of the big ones, and then here we have some of the smaller, like steri-strip type bandages, and there's actually quite a few of those too. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. So not bad. Quite a bit fits inside this thing. You kind of, it's like it just keeps going and going.
Yeah, so that's about it.
That's about it. And the last thing you've got is an instruction manual that talks about just different, you know, different survival information and how to use the stuff, that kind of thing.
Then you also got a flashlight on the other end.
Yes, we got the flashlight on the other end, just like all the rest of them. And then that's it. So it's empty. Boom, right there.
There's nothing in there. You can see his eye. It's kind of creepy.
So, is that kind of creepy? You want to grab the other one, bud?
Yeah. So this one looks like a camping kit. Like a base setup.
Where'd the lid go? Oh, there it is. There's the other one.
Got the camp.
So this one's a shelter.
Shelter kit.
Yep.
So.
Shelter kit.
Let's screw off this. This actually might be the bottom of it.
And again, this one with the shelter kit, it has the, here you go.
I can't tell which one's the top. I'm guessing.
That's all right. Just like all the other ones, flashlight on the one end, 200 lumens, 40 hours.
You could also use these batteries back in here for if in case you're going to try to start a fire some other way. If you lose your...
If you had some steel wool or something, you could do that probably.
It's a battery. Okay,
so this one is a shelter kit, and let me kind of push this forward. get this out.
So,
It's essentially
it looks like a tiny little. It's like pop out. I'm guessing a tent.
Yep, it's like a tube tent, like a Mylar tube tent.
So
let me pull this piece out.
Some rope. Set it up.
Can you grab that?
Looks like we got.
So we've got 2 little eyelets, kind of steel eyelets with pretty aggressive, lag screw threads on them.
Drill them down.
And then this is a 265-pound test braided cording, and I think it's 20 feet on that one. And then in the center,
looks like we got a camp tent.
Yep.
Miniature tent.
It's a Mylar tube tent. Let me see if you guys can see the picture on this right here.
So just
basically it's made of the space blanket type material, and it's just temporary shelter in case you got stuck out there and
it'll just pop
had
out.
to.
You can just.
Yeah, what you do is you run a ridge line between 2 trees and right through the middle of the tent, and then you just put some branches down or poles down to kind of hold it out, and then you can get inside of it to take cover from the elements.
So it's how big is it gonna be?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. Let me pull it out here.
You're putting it in and you pull it back out.
So the size of it is 96 inches long by 60 inches wide and 36 inches tall.
It's a pretty good amount.
So yeah, it's a one-person shelter. It's not really made for more than that.
This big, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it would go from over there to over here, and
yeah.
Kind of in a tent shape. You'd be able to get inside of it. So
basically, it's just a tiny little compact tent. And you pop it out and it turns into this huge thing that you can crawl in and take shelter.
That's right, bud. So anyway, that is the stuff that from VSSL gear.com. They sent these over to take a look at them and to show you guys these things. If you know people who are into gadgets and cool gear, then this is the kind of thing that would make a great Christmas present for them. If you didn't have anything else and all you had was this one, like
you could survive.
These 3 tubes with the survival kit, the shelter, and the first aid kit.
You'd survive a long time.
Yeah, you could set up a little camp and you'd be okay, So you can head on over to their website and take a look at it and see what you guys think. Obviously, this stuff is pretty high dollar. I mean, it is machined aluminum and all that kind of stuff. I mean, to me, it's the kind of thing that would make a pretty cool Christmas gift to somebody. Somebody who's wanting to get into survival or something like that, or maybe they don't ever take anything with them in the woods and you want to be able to give them a decent little survival kit just to throw in a pack or something, or something along those lines. But
so this is the packaging.
Yep, that's the packaging we got.
For 2 of them.
And let's see here. Yeah, this one was the survival one with all the survival kit and everything like that. It was 19 ounces, so it's pretty light. It's water resistant.
This one's your.
They're 9 3/8 inches long and 2 inches in diameter, so they fit down in a sleeve in a day pack pretty good.
It's your tent one.
Yeah, here's the tent one. Kind of show you a picture of what that looks like.
Same packaging. They all look pretty much the same, except for on the back it'll show you what it gives you.
Exactly.
But for the most part, the packaging's a lot.
That's it.
Pretty much the same.
So anyway, that is that. Check out VSSLgear.com. And who knows, might make a good little gift for somebody that or for yourself. As always, guys, we definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps.
Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance.
That's right. All right, we'll see you guys later.